work session will come to order. Resolution 5185, budget approval, Mr. Yeager.
Yes, sir. Mr. Wright would be asking for the council's approval for the mayor's budget for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2015. You've had it for a while now, and if you have any additional questions or comments, we'll be happy to entertain them. Otherwise, we would ask for your approval on Monday night.
I know most of the council has met with Mr. Yeager and the mayor. Questions, any additional questions from the council?
Mr. Yeager, just, I'm looking at the budget, just for the public record, the total amount of the budget is?
Well, all government funds is 130 million.
130 million.
Yes, sir.
The general fund?
General fund is right at 100 million.
Additional comments from the council, questions?
Another question, new employees, total number of new employees?
Let me check on that. It's total of 6 new employees, but most of those are, only one of those is full-time. The rest of them are part-time, temporary.
Building inspector.
President, Robert, then what is the net for employees, plus or minus from last year?
It's a plus.
Plus one?
This plus 6.
Plus 6 from last year?
Yes, sir.
Additional
Mr. President, I met with Robert and Dr. Lopez for quite a number of hours this afternoon, and I don't know if you want to talk about employee insurance.
We certainly can. We've been very fortunate with our claims. We expect only about an $82,000 increase in the cost of health insurance to the city for next year.
So you're not recommending an increase?
No.
And you've got a 2% COLA included?
Yes, sir.
Does that affect part-time at all? Are they strictly hourly? Does it affect their hourly rate?
Well, everything's based off the salary schedule, so yes, sir.
Are there any surplus funds?
This is a balanced zero budget.
Additional questions from the council? Hearing none. Resolution 518614, ballistic vests, carrying plates. Dan, Chief?
Yes, sir. We have solicited bids for ballistic vests for our police department and several items. A 3-year agreement to buy from the supplier and received 2 bids. Recommend award of the bid to the low bidder, GT Distributors. The 3-year estimate of purchases would be $77,875.
How much is that per vest?
709.
709. The vests that you're having now, are they recyclable at all?
No, sir. They're good for 5 years from the manufacturing date. We use them in training. Our SRT team uses them, but after the 5 years, again, the day that they're made, date's on there, 5 years from date, we get rid of them.
Thank you.
Additional questions about the vests?
Mr. President, Chief, you said you get rid of them after 5 years?
Yes, sir.
What does that do to it?
The fact that that's the longevity of them. Each vest is good for 5 years from manufacturing date. So we take them and we use them for training, and our SRT team uses them. But once the expiration date comes up, we end up recycling.
So the manufacturer tells you that Kevlar disintegrates after 5 years?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that they're saying that the warranty period after 5 years is not any good, and there's not any any police department after the expiration date. We don't use them. I also want to say that this coming year we'll purchase, by our accounts, 27 vests at the $709. We also get a grant that will pay 50% of the cost of our vests. It's a federal grant we get for $23,552. So if we end up spending $46,000 on new vests, we get, we recoup $23,000 from the grant.
Good work.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any more questions on vests? Wastewater system management operations and maintenance, man, that you again?
Yes, sir. We have solicited bids for wastewater management operations services, have notified a number of vendors as possible bidders. 7 companies attended the mandatory 3-bid conference. We received 2 bids, and we'll recommend award of the bid to the low bidder, Clearwater Solutions, in the amount of $788,000 per year.
That's a decrease of how much?
Yes, sir, that's a decrease of approximately $80,000 per year.
Okay.
That was a good show, so.
Good work, Councilman Nutter.
Ben, you calling me to say something, Mr. President?
I was just complimenting on your
Ben,
inquisitiveness.
Ben, up there in the second paragraph, you said invitations were mailed to 56 vendors. 56 vendors for this bid?
Yes, sir. We selected a number of different categories just to make sure we were covering the spectrum of possibilities. So there are probably a lot of companies in that 56 that technically would not be qualified, but it helps get the word out.
Sure does. Thank you.
Additional comments, questions for council? Resolution 518814, severe weather preparedness tax holiday. Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir, Mr. Wright, this would, I've forgotten how many years we've been doing this, but this will be a sales tax holiday for people to buy everything from batteries to generators for severe weather preparedness, and that will be the weekend of Friday, February 20th through Sunday, February 22nd.
For the holiday and against the severe weather.
Yes.
Questions, Mr. Yeager? Resolution 518914, authorize the mayor to execute agreement with QCHC Inc. to provide health service to inmates in the jail. Nick?
I'm going to give it to Captain Cole, who's over the jail.
Yeah.
The QCHC contract is the medical company providing medical services for our jails. The contract, it's the company that we've been using for the last couple of years. And this contract is just an extension, a continuation of what we've been doing. I think the city's legal team had to work with QCHC to clean up some language in the contract. But other than that, this is just a continuation of what we've been doing the last couple of years in the jail.
Comfortable with that, Mr. Walter?
Yes, sir.
Questions for the captain?
Mr. President, Cap,
Yes, sir.
how many extensions does the contract provide for?
Mr. Smith, I haven't seen it since it was finalized from our legal to theirs. I don't know if this is a multiple year like a lot of our bids are, or if it's a year-to-year contract. I have not seen the final draft of it.
I was just wondering,
It's a professional service contract. You don't have to bid it. You can massage it anytime you want to, because it is professional service.
thank you.
Cap Cole, what's the average number of prisoners you have at the jail?
So right now, we are averaging about 65 to 68 inmates per day. About half of that number are federal inmates that we contract with the U.S. Marshal Service to house in our facility.
So to whom does this contract apply?
To all inmates. This is medical services for our jail.
If we average 65 to 70, 65 to 67, the contract is already here, is based on an average of 45. What happens to the difference?
There's no difference, sir. That's I think originally when we put this together, that was our average, but over the last couple of years, that average has has raised, there's no difference in the services, whether we have 20 in the jail or whether we have 70 in the jail. There's no difference in the services.
Are the services based on the per inmate for what they're paid, or is it a flat fee?
We have a flat fee. We charge the marshal service a flat fee for our.
No, what I'm asking is QCHC, are they given a flat fee? Or are they
Yes.
given per inmate,
No, sir, it's a flat fee.
regardless of how many inmates we have?
Yes, sir.
So basically, what we're asking the mayor to do is to contract with them based on an average of about 65 inmates.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
About half of which is paid by the federal government, 40%. Okay, additional questions?
Mayor, you have your work cut out for you.
Resolution 51-9014, authorize the mayor to accept grant for proposed City of Hoover floodplain management plan. Tim, this you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Wright. This is a small grant from FEMA for the city of Hoover to produce a floodplain management plan. It's a little over $33,000, and it's a 75-25. The 25% match from the city will be provided in in-kind services, so there's no out-of-pocket expenses on behalf of the city. It obviously gives us the benefit of creating our own floodplain management plan that's more specific to the city. In addition to that, it will provide us additional credits, whereby if we build up credits, that provides benefits to people that have to buy flood insurance. And right now, our rating is a 9, and that gives our flood insurance folks about a 5% discount on their flood insurance. So as we build up credits, they get higher discounts on their flood insurance.
Questions from the council?
In regard to that rating of 9, what is the scale?
1 to 10, I believe.
9 is excellent. Unless 10 is worse.
Resolution 51-91, authorize the mayor to execute a claims service contract with Alternative Service Concepts LLC.
This is an offshore professional services contract that works with risk management and our insurance carriers involving liability and property claims against the city. Also work with our city attorneys on reporting.
Questions from the council?
Alan, just as a rule, even though it's professional services, we do have the option to bid it if we choose to do so, do we not?
Yes, sir, we have taken quotes in the past. We are changing contract services this year. We're going to a different vendor. Sometimes you get what you pay for.
Sure.
We're changing this time.
But we do have that option.
We do have that option.
Resolution 51-9214, authorize the mayor to execute a subscriber services agreement with Zackalusion, Inc. to provide searchable, comprehensive commercial database of available properties located within the city limits of Hoover.
Mr. Wright, be happy to talk about that. A company called Xceligent Inc. This is a subscriber service that will reside on our website, and it provides a database of all the available commercial properties for sale or for lease within the city of Hoover. It is continually updated so that if you're looking for a piece of property to lease or buy from a commercial standpoint, you can go to our website and click on that link right there, and it will pull up all the property. You'll be able to sort it by square footage or any number of sortable characters. It costs about $4,000 a year.
Like a great investment to me. Comments from the council?
Mr. President, Tim, you say it's commercial, does that include multifamily dwellings?
No, sir, it does not. It's office and retail.
Thank you.
Jim, if we do this, following on Councilman Smith's inquiry, what input do we have from the realtors Birmingham Realtor Association, why are we favoring the commercial side rather than the residential side? Having him come into parity with us.
Well, this has been brought to us from a commercial database standpoint. I don't know of a residential database that is kept like that. There may be one out there, and I'm sure we'd be happy to entertain that option, but this is actually a database that is maintained by all of the commercial brokers out there. They contact these folks, provide their properties to them, a description of them, how many parking spaces they have, and all that, and then they go out and verify all that information.
So why do we contribute to it if the commercial realtors do it?
Well, somebody has to maintain their database.
And no matter, this is primarily an economic development tool. We get a lot of questions about properties that are available, and this will give us a resource to go and identify those properties and help us with that.
Okay.
Like, we'd be creating jobs and business licenses and possibly additional taxes.
Right.
And could save quite a bit of time in the city hall and the clerk's office is just proper zoning is what it is. First reading ordinance number 142265, Main Water Franchise, the Birmingham Water Works Board, and the municipal code. That'll be a first reading. Motion to approve an ABC application for Jim and Mix to a change of ownership at Montgomery Highway and Greystone Commercial Boulevard. Motion to approve ABC application on Lounge Retail Class 1 for Marmuska and Barrister's Bar, Montgomery Highway. This is a change of ownership for Freedom's Right. We'll have a public hearing, consider adoption, reference to 2015 International Codes, 2014 National Electric Code, and the Alabama Energy and Residential Code. Tim, do you want to tell us anything about that?
Yes, sir, Mr. Wright. Staff would like to ask that we hold that public hearing Monday night, and then continue with that public hearing through December 1st, our meeting December 1st. There is some concern from a notification standpoint that instead of actually trying to have the first reading Monday night, we need to probably carry over to December 1st. And because we already advertised for a public hearing for Monday night, we thought it best to go ahead and hold it and then just carry it over and continue it on December 1st.
There's no reading of it.
That's correct.
We don't have any ordinance on here.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, clerk will note that. We're going to continue that hearing through the December 1st night.
We want to hold that public hearing.
We're going to hold it
Right.
Monday night, but we'll hold it this one on December 1st.
Yes, sir.
You won't actually continue this public hearing, don't adjourn it. Have a public hearing and continue it until the next meeting. Am I right?
And then, as far as voting on this international code, where's it going to be? Is it going to be on?
You'll have the first reading December 1st. You'll have the first reading of those
The
codes.
second reading on, be before Christmas.
That's
The
correct.
last meeting in December will be the one.
Everybody up to speed on that? Council's comfortable with that, that's what we'll do. Have a public hearing to consider request from Pastor Chris Peters, Cross Creek Church for conditional use approval for property located at 5225 Ross Creek Parkway, free parking to use the new site of Cross Creek Church. The property is owned by Mr. Charlie Diggs and Deer Valley Partners LLC. The property is zoned C2 Community Business District and C2 Preferred Commercial.
So, Mr. Wright, this property is down on the 150 end of Ross Creek Parkway. It's right next to the Jefferson Credit Union. As stated, as two zoning classifications, both of which permitted conditional use for the church. There's one condition that the planning commission recommended that the light poles not exceed 24 feet in height, be designed to shine light down the premises and emit 0-foot candles off the premises. See the location of the vicinity map here. It is across the street from Deer Valley Guard Homes. It's adjacent to the Deer Valley Cottages, but there's a large buffer between the cottages and the church, which is shown on the site plan, which is the third sheet. And there's no opposition to the case of the planning commission.
Where are the railroad tracks? Is it?
Right behind you.
Red line?
Yes, sir. Red line is the city limits, but they go right through the railroad track.
Okay.
Backs up to the railroad, that Shades Creek just beyond the railroad. Jefferson Credit Union is under construction in this aerial photo. That's the Walgreens there on the corner, and the Jefferson Credit Union here, and Macon Shop.
Got it. Questions from the council? Good job, Mr. House. We set a public hearing for Monday, December 15th. To get the following requests that came forward. P&Z, Nimrod Long, representing U.S. Steel Corporation, requesting conditional use for a park to be located at 420 Renaissance Drive. The owner of the property is United States Steel. Property is on PR1. Covenant Bank is requesting to get it conditional use approval of the gas station convenience store located at 1801 Doug Baker Boulevard. Covenant Bank is a property owner. Property is on the C2 Community Business District. Any comments on that, Mr. Lyon?
We had a close vote Monday night, Mr. Wright, 4-3, it passed, and I'm sure we'll have the same residents here on the 17th to talk about it.
Okay.
Mr. President, are there gonna be some handouts so we know what they're talking about as far as the gas station is concerned?
So I have the series, if you'd like to take a look.
Sure, let's look at it.
Property is located at the corner of Doug Baker Boulevard and Highway 192. It's on C2 currently. Sale of gasoline is a conditional use in C2, not a part of the uses. Planning Commission recommended 9 restrictions to their approval. 6 of them dealt with lighting and signs, in order to try to mitigate the effect of lighting and signs on the adjacent houses. And then the meeting, they added items 7, 8, and 9, limiting the hours of operation from 6 a.m. to midnight, supplement the buffer in the back of the convenience store adjacent to the houses. And evidently, some gas stations play outdoor music now when they pump gas.
Show you movies too.
Yeah, I've heard the movie, I haven't heard well, I guess I've heard the movie, I may have not paid attention. How about the cheap kid?
What issues brought out the emotion that I understand was happening?
Well, if you look at the vicinity map, we've got 2 houses that abut the property in the rear. And you've got a couple more over here. These folks are the ones most affected.
Those are fairly large, like 1 acre lot, nice houses out there too, right?
Are they the ones that had issues with the project?
Yes.
They were 2 of about 50 people, right?
Yes, the folks who took up 80% of the time, the opposition was people, the family, it's one family that lives in these homes here. There's concern about other subdivisions down. There's a Little Ridge subdivision, I believe, down in this area. There's a creek that runs right by this property, right by those houses, runs all along that valley, and they're worried about possible contamination in the creek, traffic. The owners of the shopping center, if you're familiar with this area, there's a 2-story shopping center right across Doug Baker from it. The barber company's owning that, and they came and presented the opposition.
Is this Valero itself owning this, or is this?
Rising Tide Petroleum, which is a distributor of the Valero gas station, as they said. Meets the minimums, got the buffer that's required. Landscaping meets our requirements.
However, the residents of the homes behind it and in front of it and on the side of it all opposed it, in addition to
Yes, sir.
the commercial owner across the street.
Yes, sir.
Marble. Did Barbara express why they opposed it?
They got into some city planning stuff with us, and they said that the Highway 280 corridor It's an intense corridor with Home Depot, and fast food, and gas stations, and as you come off of the corridor, this is about a half mile long, 280. You should be stepping down the intensity of the uses rather than stepping them up. So they felt the service station here next to houses, when appropriate, should be closer to the highway.
I would also add to that, Admiral, that the Barber Company's put together probably the most thorough and detailed presentation I've seen from an opposition standpoint since I've been on planning and zoning, and I fully anticipate they'll be here to present their case again.
Will someone from the station be here to present their case?
Oh, yes.
Additional questions for Mr. House? Additional comments, questions from the council? We're all excited, Mayor, about the Whole Foods announcement.
That's a great addition to the city.
Sounds tremendous. We're excited about the playoff football game. Anything else come before us for Monday night? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Trusted, I'll see you in a second.
I think so.